doing today?
Well, how about you?
I'm okay. Glad to be here to learn and to discuss a lot with you. We have a lot to talk about.
Right.
But before we get into that, tell us the origin story. How did you get into farming?
I call it my onion story. I got into farming exactly 10 years ago, 2014, out of anger. What got me angry? We went to the market. We have this a family hotel that we were running back in Ghana, Cape Coast, and we went to the market to the chef to buy vegetables for the daily use. I got an argument with the lady because the onions were expensive, the vegetables were expensive. And I asked, why? She said, because we are importing it. I said, what? Importing what? Onions. You sure? So yes. Yeah, so I was just blabbing as well, saying, no, the onions are probably coming from Niger, Nigeria, and Co. So it's within the same ECOWAS region. That's what's the point.
But it wasn't.
It wasn't.
Where was it coming from?
Netherlands.
Whoa, all the way from Netherlands.
So onions are coming from Netherlands, carrots are coming from Belgium, and potato from France. This is a local market. This is not the supermarket where you think it's for high end. This is a local market. It's called Kotokoba market.
But what happened to the local farmers?
So that's what drove me. From the market, I went straight to my hotel room, picked my laptop, and I googled how difficult is it to grow onions in Ghana. And that's how I started the whole evangelism of Farmers Apprentice.
Very well. So Farmers Apprentice Africa, can you tell us what it's all about?
So it's exactly about 10 years ago when I started Farmers Apprentice. First of all, just changing the mindsets that the youth have about agriculture. And I realized that you can't actually preach without practicing.
Sure.
So I got into farming. My first 10-acre farm was a disaster. It was a maize farm. My uncle got it, of blessed memory, got me the space. We went to pay for it. Getting a tractor was difficult. So that brought another business together, was the tractor. That's a mechanization platform. So Farmers Apprentice first. So we started doing TV reality show on farming and agribusiness. The whole idea is to change the mindset that the youth have about.
So you've been talking about this mindset for some time now. What does it mean?
The image we have about farming in Africa is that blessed. I mean, back in school, when you are being punished to do anything in school, it is farming that you used to go and read. So the youth see farming as punishment. Now, Google right now, I'll do a search online, an African farmer. The picture you see, it's an old person or a very dirty looking person wearing a tattered cloth with a cutlass and hoe, a child behind and carrying firewood. No youth after school want to go into agriculture. So surely that is it. As opposed to the Western world, whereby you see a farmer, nicely dressed looking farmer with a nice pickup by the side, a beautiful tractor on the side, or using machines, makes agric more appealing and farming more, in my own words, sexy.
Okay.
Yes, now.
So the only thing lacking now is the tractor behind you, because you're already represented.
You know.
So for the Farmers Apprentice Africa, this initiative, what is it about? What's the mission, the vision? Tell us about it.
The vision is to use the youth to solve agricultural problems, especially the hunger issue. Food security is a problem on this continent. So with our vast land, good weather, that's good climate conditions for agriculture, a lot of water bodies, good soil. Africa holds 60% of the world's unused land.
Oh, wow.
Land for agriculture. So the vision is to train more youth to solve agricultural problems of food insecurity and improve livelihood. The mission is to use 100,000 youths.
100,000?
Yep. Typical mass is that if you have 100,000 youths, each of them cultivating just 5 acres, that's 500,000 acres under cultivation. And these are youths that are innovative, empowered. I mean, empowered with knowledge and knows how to use technology, modern technology. We have a lot of technology these days around. I mean, I can request for a tractor right here using a phone. The drones are doing spraying. And so those are the things that we need to tilt our youth's minds to. But they need to be properly trained.
Okay, I agree with that. All the procedures, the drones. So for our next question, what are the strategies that you use to achieve this 100,000 farmer goal?
Well, the good news is that we already have youths that are working or that are studying agriculture across the various universities and various education institutions. So our goal is to work straight from that campus setting, whereby the campus already these are students that are studying 3 years or 4-year education related to agriculture.
Okay.
So we're partnering with some universities, and we started in Nigeria, Abeokuta.
Okay.
FUNAB, that's Federal University of Agriculture, Abeokuta, whereby we have a 10-year memorandum of understanding partnership to construct or do what we call a teaching farm.
Okay.
We have teaching hospitals whereby nurses and doctors go for their practicals. Do we have such for agriculture? No.
You know, that's innovative. It's rare for us to hear things like this, except as a private farm teaching people. Okay.
So we're doing that on campus. We started with FUNAP, whereby we have a 1,000 hectare land to do a full commercial farm to grow things that these youth will come out from school already versed. So it's practical experience.
So what are the crops that are going to be farmed, and when is this project going to kick off in FUNAP?
So it's a 1,000 hectare land, which is good. It gives us room for us to experiment a lot. Okay. So we're doing everything that is edible. We eat. So especially from the crops that we are really good at, the food security crops. We were talking about the corn or maize, soybeans, beans, cowpea. You're looking at vegetables because we are importing a lot of vegetables. And if I go to the background with the onion story, we are importing tomatoes into this land. I mean, the last time I checked, there were tomatoes coming all the way from Philippines.
That's all the way from Philippines. What happened to here?
I have no idea.
So
this is Lagos.
What you're also saying is that the crops that are growing in the north can grow in the south.
Exactly.
Wow.
Most crops that are growing in the north can actually grow in the south down south and do better because you have much rainfall, or rain pattern in the south is quite better than the rain pattern up north. So we're doing those crops, and we're also it's a teaching field. So from year one, you're actually doing practicals on it, and they will be scored on it. We call it learn to earn. Okay. You are learning to earn. So the students are going to earn while they are even learning. So they'll be marked. They'll be paid stipends as well.
That's like job creation for them.
Exactly. We need to get the youth involved from there. So it's not just the students. We're also looking at involving the community youth. And it's from growing straight up to the table. We start from land preparation or land development. That is whereby bulldozers and co are used to move trees and corn like that. Then we move to the land preparation stage. That is tractors doing their bits in terms of turning the land. It's going to be full mechanized.
What are some of the challenges that this initiative faces, and how are you going to overcome them?
This is nothing new, but it's quite innovative because what we are looking to do is getting the youth as one, the mindset change well. But we're looking at partners. So the land that we got is call it a forage zone, and so needs a lot of capital to develop the land. So we have land development first, come to land preparation. Irrigation. If you take 100 African farmers, only about 3 of them are using irrigation. As I so this is the reason why at times you go to market, there's tomatoes, plenty tomatoes are available. 3 months down the line, tomatoes are scarce. It happens to almost all our vegetables and all our crops.
I thought that happened because of the planting season.
Yes, but the planting seasons can be changed if you have water. You don't need to wait for the rains. The plants do not need rains. They only need water. How you find them water? So there's water on the ground, borehole, there's streams and there are rivers. We're looking at partnerships in terms of collaboration from other institutions, other partners, mechanization companies. So if you have a tractor company, a bulldozer company to come with, cost of fuel is actually rising. So we are looking at renewable energies whereby we'll get solar partnerships. On that same project, we are building what we call a drone training center. So it surely be an agri-tech training site that has everything from land prep to packaging to even marketing. We need to train. The value chain within agribusiness is not only farming. So how are we training the youth to be able to buy products or commodity and package it and put it on the shelf? How are we going to train them to add value to what is coming out? Basically, those are the things that we're looking at. So partnerships. All
right, that's where the major challenge is as of now.
Finding the right partners. And getting the right equipment.
I have a question that just popped in. Do you see this project taking more shape other than the initial stage of training 100,000 farmers?
Yes, so the idea is guys will train the first set, the 100,000 now becomes what we call the foot soldiers. So we have something we call boot for change. You wear your boot for change.
Like you?
Yes, now. So next time you come and you wear
I'll be booted up,
very booted and ready to go. So these are what we call the agents of change. Now you have 100,000, each of them is supposed to mentor and impact 10. So 100 times 10, that's 1 million. If we achieve 1 million educated farmers across Africa, we will not call them smallholder farmers again, because this one will be farmers that are inclined in knowledge, they are using technology, they are aware of what challenges the food safety and the food system. So we're looking at expanding it across the whole value chain of agriculture primarily.
All right. That's while we were discussing, you mentioned the Young Farmers Festival.
Yep.
Can you shed more light on that?
So the Young Farmers Festival is an initiative that is going to be on an annual basis, whereby we bring students in agriculture, young farmers, people within the agric sector, youth, to meet, discuss, peer sharing. It's going to be a weekend of fun, right on the farm, on the campus as well. So bring together youth across the country and also across Africa. Come and meet with other young ones, share ideas, look at innovation, challenges, and programs that will seek to just make agric more fun, more exciting. It's not the usual.
Can't be on the farm all the time.
Exactly.
That makes sense. We need a network of young farmers actually.
Oh, yeah, sure.
So what major milestones have you hit since this initiative started?
Right, so this initiative started there, and we've currently had some partnerships, some good partnerships. We had some patrons. We've actually got the blessing of His Excellency, the former president of Nigeria, Obasanjo.
Oh, Olusegun.
Chief himself.
Baba himself.
Okay. Yes. Baba, you call him Baba of Africa. So we have Baba himself on as our major patron. His team, together with this team, which is the IBAD group, and quite a number of it. We also have the school, which is the university, FUNAB.
The FUNAB University.
Yeah, so Federal University of Agriculture, Abeokuta, fully on board. We've signed an MOU. 1,000 hectares of land has been allocated for such projects, and it's an ongoing process. We have also sent some partnerships that we work together across. We are speaking to some universities across board, and one interesting university that I've been told that I need to visit is in Helsinki, which has a purely agricultural-based university, whereby the students are the workers of that school farm. They don't have external farm, and I want to see such concept around the world. We'll be traveling to Italy to the Italian Trade Agency and some other groups that we hope to network with.
Now that you mentioned schools, I have this feeling that there might be exchange programs and things like that.
Absolutely, that is actually one of the bedrock of what we want to do. We need to expose our students, our agricultural students, out there to what is outside, the more innovative programs, and equally share what kind of things can we exchange, learn there. They also come over and look at where can we solve global challenges together.
All right, it's been such a wonderful time speaking with you and learning about the Farmers Apprentice Africa's initiative and the need to, bridge the gap between the aging farming population and the current one, the younger ones, and to make farming look sexy above all.
Right, the average African farmer is about 60 years old now.
Wow.
If you look at it. Basically, our idea is to make sure that we bridge the gap, encourage more young people to go into farming.
I myself am looking forward to it. So
you have to have a farm.
All right, thank you very much for your time and for this interview. What do you have to say? Any final words?
Final words is thank you for passing through and learning about Farmers Apprentice. For us, we are looking at how we can get partnership across board from corporate institutions, CSOs, foundations, and groups that are interested in solving the food challenge. I mean, COVID taught us something. It is not only an African problem, or it can't only be an American problem. It's a global community. Yes. So it affects you, it affects me. What we call Ubuntu. I am because we are. And so therefore we are asking and inviting partners to come on board from across board, from seed producers, manufacturers of agricultural implements and machinery, right down to just about the market as well. Financial institutions are not left out, it's open. And if you need any crops as well, I mean specific to grow, we can actually go to and supply you as well. I mean, it's 1,000 hectare commercial farming. Train these youth in the way that will make agric more sustainable, create decent jobs as well. Thank you for passing through. My name is Emmanuel Ansah-Amprofi, the swag farmer. Catch you next time.
And I am the Vibe Adobe, your able host. See ya.